What's up, everybody? Got a weekend video for you guys talking about the 5 things that I love, yes, love, about the Jacksonville Jaguars heading into the 2022 season. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do another video as well, 5 things I hate about the Jaguars heading into next season. Guess which list was easier to make? So going to also show you me playing Madden 22 with the new free agent additions added to the team. I downloaded an online roster that brought all of our 7, 8, whatever it is now, free agent additions onto the team. I played the Bengals. It was a random selection on the opponent part in Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence rematch versus Joe Burrow. This time sans Urban Meyer. Although I don't think Urban Meyer's never been in Madden. For some reason, he wasn't in this Madden game. They just came up with not even a lookalike. I don't know. He must have told them that he doesn't want to be in it. Don't know. Maybe they knew he wasn't going to last very long. So to kick off this list, I'm going to do this list, 5 things I love about the Jaguars this season, and stick around for number 1. Stick around to see how this game goes. Christian Kirk, low-key balled out this game. May have had a nice touchdown grab. So may have Evan Engram. So stick around, watch that, and then stick around to get my number 5 on the number 5 thing I hate about this team or this organization going into next season. Before I get started, comment your number 1. You can comment all 5, but I want to know at least your number 1 thing you're either most excited about this year or you love about the team this season, and see if we match.
Hold on to your team, huh?
All right, let's start with number 5. The 5th thing that I love about the Jaguars, and 3 was easy to make. It was easy to do 3 things that I loved about the team. 5, I had to get a little more creative. For number 5, I have the depth, and it's not every team is adding as many free agents as we had. Not many teams have to add as many free agents as we had to add this offseason. I'm just glad we did it. Thank you, Trent Baalke. Thank you, Doug Peterson. Shad Khan will write checks no matter what. You know, he will sign anyone to a big contract if the GM and head coach think that he needs to. He's all about putting money into improving this team. In signing 7 free agents, like, the depth is improved all around, as well as, you know, the players that are overtaking other players that weren't as good. So not only are we replacing and filling in free agency, we have 12 draft picks. Will we use them all? Probably not. I guess not. That's a lot. Very rare that you walk into the draft with 12 picks and add 12 new players to your team. I don't think, as bad as we are, I don't think we need 12 players. Please use up those 6th, 7th mid-rounders to trade up into round 1, trade up in round 3, trade up in round 2. Oh, well, if you trade up in round 2, you're into round 1. So, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like, and maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid right now, we could suit up and we'd be a lot better than we were last season. Like, we're already better than we were last season. Now we're adding a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, which is number 33, the first pick of the first dibs on who didn't get picked in the 1st round. And I think we're going to add quality depth and have quality starters this year. Just got to make the right decisions. I said this in another video. This is where GMs make their money. We have to, Doug Peterson said this, you don't like to have to add 7 players in free agency every year. The hope is you draft well enough to where these players start becoming your own players and you re-sign them. We attempted to do that with Dave Caldwell, but we made Allen Robinson mad. We made Jalen Ramsey mad. We made Yannick Ngakoue mad. So we couldn't keep our own. So it's nice to have options in training camp. It's nice to not know exactly who's going to start. The number 4 thing I am excited about, number 4 thing I love about this team going into 2022 is Doug Peterson. Having a competent head coach. I think, you know, these reports are coming out on Urban Meyer. Who knows? There might be more that come out as the offseason goes along. But I think we might not know, and it would be awesome if this was the case, we might not know exactly how bad it was until we start playing again this year. if we start playing again this year and look like, like we did against the Colts every game, like we belong in the league, we might say, oh my gosh, Urban Meyer was really, really bad. I hope that's what Doug Peterson makes me think when we play this season. I hope I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't recognize this team. That was my hope going into last season. Like we finally added a coach who's won championships. He knows how to deal with players. Yeah, I was extremely wrong. He does not know how to deal with players. But he came in preaching that. He came in saying players first. But DJ Chark had a lot to say about that in that Athletic article that was released a couple weeks ago. I thought when Urban Meyer came, I thought I was going to go out into TIA Bank Field and watch us play and not recognize the team. But they were unmistakable this past season when I made the trip to Houston and watched us versus Texans. I was like, you've got to be kidding. We look worse than we normally do, especially in a season opener. Goodness gracious. Little did we know what was about to come. But that's over with. Doug Peterson is in the building. He appears to be a humble guy. People say he's very down to earth. He's an everyday guy, he has a Super Bowl ring. And it's just the antithesis of, I think that's the right word. I think it's the antithesis of what we had last season. I look forward to not recognizing this team. I look forward to a competent NFL head coach who's been there, done that, and has great relationship with the players. Players respect him. And by all accounts, is a quarterback whisperer. What he did with Alex Smith in Kansas City, what he did on the Eagles with Carson Wentz, winning a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Nick Foles hasn't looked like that again. But let's hope that Trevor is, Trevor Lawrence, whether he has Doug Peterson or not. But I'm hoping that Doug Peterson is the catalyst, and I think he is, to get him there. And this doesn't mean, having Doug Peterson doesn't mean we're good all of a sudden. Like, we don't have anything to worry about. You still need good players, obviously. It's not going to happen overnight, but don't discount it. I go on that rant all the time. It can happen overnight. We saw it with the Bengals. It's the NFL. There's no timetables on these rebuilds anymore. So it doesn't mean it's we're automatically good, but Doug Peterson does mean there's no unnecessary roadblocks. He's about as clean as a head coach as you can get, and that excites me. The number 3 thing I love about the Jaguars this season is going to be Travis Etienne and James Robinson in the backfield. They're both coming off injuries. One, Liz Frank with that Travis Etienne. Scarier in a running back, but it did happen a long time ago. In modern day medicine terms, it happened a long time ago. Happened in a preseason game last year. So I am hoping, I want to see him at 100. I don't want to lose out on what we could have had with Travis Etienne. If you told me that they both be ready week 1, I believe it. I could also see them both being ready, but Etienne starts, James Robinson is on a pitch count, maybe like 8 to 10 carries a game. So back to the Urban Meyer era. Travis Etienne will play the role of Carlos Hyde. But yeah, the backfield, if both are healthy, so much better, so much more improved. Like Etienne out of the backfield, Trevor having that security blanket that he is so used to in Clemson. Now I know a year has passed, probably doesn't matter anymore, but they're buds. But having a play like Etienne's compared to Alvin Kamara. Having a player like that can run the ball and can score at any point through the air or rushing the ball, like I can't wait. I can't wait to see what Travis Etienne can do. James Robinson's James Robinson. I love him. He was our best offensive player the last 2 years. The number 2 thing I love about this team, and this might be surprising based off of last year, but our defense. From the free agents we added in March to really, I want to see, my 2 I'm most excited about are Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco. But I can't wait to see, because you need to be able to draft and develop. And these 2, if they develop into good time starters, that's check marks. We don't have to target that position anymore. We can grow those players ourselves. Those can be our homegrown stars. We don't have we got to stay out of free agency, and we got to stay out of relying on free agency every year. And those players showed, when I think of Tyson Campbell, I just think of that play that he stopped Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is a pitch play, or maybe he caught it in the flat. But it was going to be a Colts touchdown or a Colts first down inside the 5 or whatever, and Tyson Campbell made a stop. A great tackle on Jonathan Taylor.
A lot of the time you hear corners are afraid to tackle, and I like to highlight underrated players, and here's a perfect example. Watch Tyson Campbell go right at Jonathan Taylor and force him out of bounds after JT threw a nasty stiff arm. You know, Tyson heard shit all year like JT this, JT that, but I love this fearlessness from Campbell and this attitude, and you can see him after JT goes out of bounds. He's like, what's up? I'm right here. Campbell had a good rookie year in Jacksonville and will most certainly be on the rise in 2022.
The thing I love about this team, and this is obvious, the thing I love about this team in 2022, Trevor Lawrence. I guess you could say the thing I'm most excited about. That could be another title to this video, the 5 things I'm most excited about this team. But giving him he has everything. And if we take away the unnecessary roadblock of Urban Meyer, and now we have a coach that has won a Super Bowl, like this kind of ties in with Doug Peterson. Like, I think Trevor's going to be Trevor and good no matter what, but having Doug Peterson as a catalyst to get him there. Like, I think this season doesn't have to be looked at as his rookie season. I think he learned a lot year 1, and that may benefit him. Like, he might look at this year and be like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. Now we got to get him a number 1 receiver. We're not going to have a number 1 receiver this year. We're not going to have the guy this season. Unless Christian Kirk shows everyone that he's more than a slot receiver. But he hasn't shown that he can run every route and do everything from the outside and be that dominant number 1 guy. But if he does, and he proves everyone wrong, lives up to that contract, plays as a number 1 guy, even though that might not be what they're asking him to do, then we're fine. But I still think Trevor, if that doesn't happen, Trevor needs the guy. I don't think he's going to have that this season. He didn't have it last season, so everyone that's coming over from last year ain't going to be that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Christian Kirk, slot guy, number 2. And then our first, either the late first, early second, whenever we take that receiver. And shoot, we might not even take a receiver that high in the draft. Who knows? We could be an offensive lineman. That guy isn't going to be the guy year 1. The only rookie wide receivers that become the guy in year 1 is like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. And by all accounts, there's not that in this draft. And if there is, we're not going to be picking high enough to get him. So I just don't want us to go into year 3 with him, Trevor Lawrence, saying, okay, maybe he just needs a number 1 receiver. Like, I don't want that to happen. I want to see, and I think we're going to see enough from Trevor Lawrence this season. Like, he just give him we're going to see enough to where we're like, all right, we're good. We're good. He's got the intangibles. He's got the tangibles. He's got everything. And we finally have that. The Jacksonville Jaguars finally have
that guy,
that quarterback in 2022. And we need him. We're playing the AFC West. The AFC is so stacked. Like, we need Trevor Lawrence to be Trevor Lawrence. And I think he will be. And that's why he's my number 1 thing that I love about the Jaguars in 2022. All right, so that was my list. I would like to see yours. Hopefully you did comment. I'll read those over and reply. I hope you enjoyed watching me whoop the Bengals' ass on Madden. I'm probably going to do this more often, play Madden. I'll probably be playing online, though. I just want to show you guys the free agents that we added. So this was an offline game. All right, before I go, like I promised, I'm going to reveal number 5 on the list of items I hate the most about the 2022 Jacksonville Jaguars, and it isn't really team related. It's the stadium. Like, I was looking at season tickets the other day, and I'm going to sit in the shade Okay, that's hard because there's nowhere to find shade unless you're inside. I'm going to find the seats that get shade before everyone else. I'm going to sit as close to that as possible. The things I hate about the stadium are the shade, the food. The food is so expensive and it's not good. You should see some of the pictures. It looks like Firefest out there. You just see some of the pictures of the food people are eating. There's nothing to do around the stadium afterward if it's a close game, which doesn't have to happen often. So if everyone stays till the very end, and then everyone leaves at the same time, there's nowhere to chill. I'm not going to intuition that's packed because everyone is there. We need some things to do, and that's in due time. I know that. That's in due time. And then I'm not looking forward to, here's a debate I get in with Eric sometimes. He likes to see the teams like the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Broncos come to our stadium because they have superstars. I don't because I want easy wins. Like, I'm okay if a team comes to our stadium and like the Cowboys and Dak Prescott's injured. I just want the W. I don't care how we get it. And the thing I dislike about the opponents coming to our stadium this year is their fans travel so well. And it's so heartbreaking seeing 40% of the stadium cheering for the other team, wearing the other team's colors. So that's something I hate about this coming Jaguar season. But I'll get over that. There are 4 other things that are more team related, and I'll talk about those in the next video. Peace.